Okay, well, welcome to another exciting adventure in the Curse of Fey. Our adventuring party has ventured forth from the area known as Lakshorn that they had made almost their home at this point, being the first place that they had arrived at when coming to the Feywild initially, having spent, or maybe, what was it, 5 or 6 days there in total, and then leaving in the last couple of episodes, striking out into the Feywild proper and heading hopefully in a direction that will lead them to some answers, maybe to some questions they have, but I think more importantly, towards someone who may have either a cure or a remedy to not only help Sahana, an NPC that you picked up along the way, but also to help your comrade in arms, Moni, both of which are currently suffering from black tongue disease, whatever that might be, having both been bitten by a spawn of Chernobog, which, I mean, it could be unrelated. It may just be a complete coincidence that both happened and the tongue turned black, but we'll have to wait and see. But after striking out, exactly. But after striking out, you left the woodlands, and just after sort of spending maybe a half an hour traveling deeper into the forest, Sahana guiding you, she made it clear that the path that she was planning to take you on seemed very different than what she was expecting. Sahana is not well travelled within the Feywild. She spent most of the time in Langshon, but she knows her way between the major cities. But even for her, this something seemed different. Something seemed odd about the path. But before we continue and go into what happened in the last session, this is a chance for you as players to earn yourself some extra points for recounting me some details of the last session, see how much that you remember. And if you do a good enough job, then perhaps I'll give you some inspiration for this session. So who would like to venture something that happened in the last session?
Tim's not it.
I can start.
Of course, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone feel free to start. I tend to start it.
Thank you.
I can start this time. So yeah, as you said, we left Langshorn last session, walked for a bit. Each of us did roles to help with Sarhana guiding us towards the correct path. Then we stopped after, I believe, a couple of hours of traveling. Tisven and Galatea finally talked about the elephant in the room, known as Eddie.
Hey, what did you say?
Eddie the elephant.
Eddie the elephant.
That's what he was known as in college.
Yep.
Is he a great memory?
Yes, exactly.
Obviously, what were you thinking?
Then there were some more discussions. I think Moira ate some more moss, I believe.
She did.
I forgot about that.
Get a reputation.
Yes, Moira the moss eater.
Yes. Oh my! Why do I now want to see that as a D&D boss, or not D&D? Dark Souls boss for some reason.
Then, if I remember correctly, Amaros gave Tisven the Mask of Hollow Flame, I believe the name was. Can't remember any more details of what was discussed there, so then we kept moving. We found a more cobbled path leading to a lake with a bridge that had kind of sunken down under a bit towards the edges of the lake.
Yes, that's perfect. Okay, all right, that's good. Right. Who else would like to? And you can have inspiration for that.
Thank you.
We can. Now, would anyone else like to add to that? Either anything that was
I
missed
can add
or
something.
continue on the story.
I can add that the argument that Amros gave for the mask to be worn by Tisven was that it would either be pure pettiness or intimidation by the fact that he would technically wear the princess's face going into battle wearing that mask.
Yep.
Which Tisven kind of liked the thought of that, because initially he hated the fact of having that mask with him, but wearing it just to piss off everyone else we would encounter kind of felt justified.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
imagined him with like this big cartoon grin on his face. This like evil, evil Grinch grin, you know?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he had good reason for payback.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah.
I don't remember too much of what happened directly after that. Me and Galatea had a small conversation that it came up that Amros actually were growing scales that he weren't fully aware of. He had a feeling of it, but he didn't have a confirmation of it. But when looking in the water, because he had not had proper access to a mirror or anything like that until now, he confirmed that, oh shit, I'm actually growing scales. Where do these come from? You and me both know about that, Faye, but yeah.
Yes.
When
Well,
we
he did mention-
reached
He did
this...
mention that he had like dragons in his family, maybe, or there were some stories about it. Not that I've been thinking about this at all.
It's meant to be something to think about or find out about.
Okay. So you had the conversation about the mask. So do you remember anything about the conversation you had with Galatea?
I'm trying to think specifically. She did confirm that she was an air genasi. That I do remember. And that she had actually seen as a bit of a help between, figuring out her magic and taking notes of how Amros uses his magic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember too much of that conversation beyond that,
Right,
to be fair.
Well, perhaps
That's me in
Valadomi
bad memory for it.
can fill you in on that.
Probably.
There were a couple of other points I think that Valadomi had asked about. I think.
Yeah, things I can't remember on top of my head.
That's all right. No worries.
I'm trying to remember what the conversation went.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there was a conversation. One thing that I want to clear up from last time as well, and I can't remember if it was at this point you talked about it or another. But the mention of sending stones that you had brought up as well. So I went back and listened to the recording, and yes, there were no sending stones given to you. The clairvoyant or soothsayer Mary had given you a stone that was precious to her, and that could then be used as a focal point for a sending spell, or if someone had the ability to send a message because it was something connected directly to the person. So it was basically a focus for doing that. It wasn't actually a sending stone itself, so you can't.
Yeah, I think it was the description of that screwed up my memory for it.
That's right. So that was one thing. The other thing that you have forgotten was the conversation you had with a fawn in the village that basically kind of explained to you in more detail about the little wooden figures that various members of the party have. There was a conversation that I think it was between you and Valadomi. Or Galatea,
No, that was between me. Between Valadomi and Tisven.
But you made a roll though to find out if you knew about it, like remembered. So he must have asked you at some point.
We were all sitting close to each other, and we were sort of, And you made a roll.
God, I love my air-filled memory gaps.
Yeah, I think you were trying to Galatea, you were trying to work out like if it activated in some way or how to use it, and I think I let because you were having a conversation at that point. I think I let Amros have a role because he was the only one that I think actually spoke to anyone and asked them about it. And listening back to the recording, they did indeed tell you all about it and how you use it. But unfortunately, your role wasn't good enough to know exactly how that worked. And unfortunately, you in real life don't remember either. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yep.
Have you remembered?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool.
No studying or anything, even after I shook a wooden spoon at you.
Sure, throw that spoon. Let's see if it hit me. If it does, you have one heck of a throwing arm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I don't know. What do people say? What do people think? Does Amaros deserve an inspiration?
No.
I mean, I wasn't done by that point, but sure, I'll take it.
No. Of course you do.
Anything else you remember adding on to that after you parted ways from that point?
I mean, by the point that we were taking a break, no. When we got to the lake, yes.
Okay. Do you want to fill us in a little bit more about the lake then? What happened when you got there?
We decided to. Well, we had a few ways we tried to get across. Tisvan walked across with Moira on his shoulders. Me and Valado, he first tried to look at a boat to see if we had a way to repair that. No dice on that whatsoever. So we tried to make a form of ice bridge across. Amos fell through twice. And when we were almost across, we got attacked by freaking Naga, or snake thing, in the water.
Exactly.
We're really happy to keep fucking grabbing him with the tail.
Perfect. Okay, lovely. All right. Yep. Okay. We'll give you an inspiration for that recounting that part. And who would like to bring us home with what happened at the last part of the end of the last session?
Can I just like brag a little bit about Galatea just elegantly gliding along while Amaros was struggling in the water?
And
also,
feel free to brag on that part. Feel free.
And it also
This is one thing I've done right in this whole campaign.
And it was funny as well because you said like you've been learning from Amros, and yet you've already surpassed him.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
You just watched on in horror as Amros, sadly, kept slipping off of the icy bridge that you were making. So,
and Amros is supposed to be good on his feet. Well, that failed.
Cool. All right. Who wants to? Yeah. Did anyone else want to bring us home the last little bit? What happened after you met the aforementioned Naga?
I mean, unless someone else wants to go, I'm happy to not worry too much about inspiration, rather, considering I've got this fresh new person.
Yes, Money. Do you have a?
Yeah. So, this new figure, this strange scaly lady, joined us for the fight, who apparently has spent some time sitting on that rock thingy, bored out of her mind, and then us randos show up, and then there's a Naga.
I think the mouse is dizzy from eating all the moss.
Yeah, there was the moss. It smelled the moss smelled very delicious. It smelled like elderberries, chanterelle sauce. I wanted to eat it, so I ate it, and then it turns out it was just plain old yucky earth moss.
Yeah, that's right. But you still wanted to eat more, though.
It's my favorite sentence so far.
I think the others had to pull you away eventually at the end, didn't they? You still wanted
Yes,
because it smelled so
yes.
delicious.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Well, yes.
Moira drooling over a patch of moss.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, then, yeah, you can have some inspiration there as well, Moira. So I'll just fill in a few little blanks in there. So yeah, when you arrived at this very wide lake, it's about I think it was about 300 feet across. There was a bridge in front of you that went almost ridiculously high up into the air. It's not very obvious from this map, unfortunately, because we only have a top view. But this bridge arcs stupidly high into the air. And unfortunately, the causeway between the land and where this bridge has sort of sunken into the lake itself. And so, although it's only maybe 4 or 5 feet at its deepest point, before the bridge then goes back up again and carries on, it did mean having to wade through the water. Now, there was pathways around either side of it. The lake isn't like endless, so you could have gone around it. You have the water you could have crossed there as well. There's the bridge, obviously, spanning it as well. But before any of those sort of bits and pieces happened, unfortunately, a couple of members of the group fell into the water, and this alerted the guardian of the lake, a very large shadow-touched constrictor naga. That then started lunging out at you. And unfortunately, Amros, it was you that took the plunge into the water several times, splashing around, making the most noise, and so you were its primary target. You were quickly coiled up in its body and squeezed and bitten, while your comrades were trying to help you, trying to release you and fight off this creature. You did indeed look at the boat, which was broken as well. I think actually, Galatig, you did actually start looking around for some of the wood that was on the side. I don't think you found anything where you currently were, but you were having a look around to see if there was anything that you could have used. But this interrupted that process. During the fight, you're correct. Another, not exactly the same, but another snake humanoid person started wading in. You hadn't really noticed them before, but suddenly there was this very tall, large sort of snake woman wading across the lake towards you guys at the same time that this naga was attacking you. And a couple of times during the fight, I think, Amros, you may have gone unconscious. But luckily for you, Sahana was able to use some magic of her own to keep you topped up with health. Now, she is affected similarly to Moira in the fact that she is not able to speak currently because you have this black tongue that is stopping you from doing that. However, Sahana seems to have managed to get around the issue of verbal components of her spells with the clever use of a mixture of quick hand movements, and the use of some sort of herbs or sticks and twigs and herbs and things like that she uses to create some sort of percussion through that, which basically allows her to be able to cast spells even without the verbal component. And so she was able to sort of top you up with some healing. Now, things were looking a little bit dire for Amoros, but luckily, many of you were attacking. You had, I think, again, Tisfan with the natural 20s coming out of the bag again. Did some significant damage to this snake. And then eventually you managed to... I think everybody else was... I think, Moni, you were flinging stones at it from the bridge. And Galati, you were shooting ice, I think, from where you are on the beach. And obviously,
I can't remember actually doing any damage at all.
Yeah, I don't think either of those. I think, I think Tisfan was doing the considerably more damage than anybody else.
Yeah, I managed to make his weapon magical just for
right.
the last hit.
Yeah,
and that was
right at the very end. Like, here's a magic
weapon.
Very,
very helpful.
And yeah, you were able to.
You would have gotten it anyway with all those 20s.
and just as it was trying to slink away, you managed to get a final. Actually, who was was it Amros who got the final hit?
No,
Nope,
I got
it was me.
It was you, was it? Okay. So it was
Oh
this
yeah, I
one.
remember that now.
It must have been when it was
almost
moving away.
got the final hit, and then you thought that I got the hit and killed me. We realized the mistake, restored my health, which that damn snake just survived by a few points by, only to then be slashed apart by Tisva's glaive.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, I was trying to think how you were reaching them from that distance, but I think they moved out of your range, and it was on as they were retreating, you managed to get at them on a.
Yeah, I reached the tail just about,
That's right.
and Tisvan reached him with the glaive's reach.
But so at the end of the session, this Naga slumps into the water and disappears between the dark waves. And so you currently find yourself, a couple of the party members on the bridge across the little bit of this 40-foot. Yeah, because each one of these squares are currently 10 feet, just to remind you. This 20, 30 feet across the water on the little bridge. And the rest of you are on the beach. And there seems to be a very tall snake woman standing in the water off to one side. And that is where you currently find yourselves.
Oh yeah, big, huge snake lady.
So, what would you like to do? Oh, one other thing. Sorry, crucial information that I forgot at the beginning. When you approach the bridge, I think it may have only been Moni. I can't remember now. Maybe Valentine. You could hear in the distance, basically towards this sort of like chapel that's at the very top of this bridge, a strange kind of rhyming song or music or something coming from it. But it was too far away for you to kind of make out any words. But just I thought I'd remind you about that as well.
Hisvan is gonna start crossing the water again over towards Amaros to heal him.
Okay, perfect.
Amor is currently mainly trying to catch his breath.
Just give me a dexterity saving throw just as you go across this, just to see if you manage to keep your footing as you walk across that slippery, slimy cobblestones under the water there.
Saving throw, yes?
Yes, please.
Let's see how I do this through this one.
Yep, that's perfect. More than enough. Yes, you've gone across this lake a couple of times, or at least halfway across with Moira as well. So you're already ready to kind of plant your feet and make sure you don't slide over. So you make it across. You're wet from getting across there, but you managed to make it to the other side without incident.
And I will use my lay on hands, and I will do 10 points on Amaros.
I appreciate that.
Excellent.
Thanks.
No
At least
worries.
they start off so well.
So
Did I miss that we have a very tall friend here?
yeah, I was about to say.
Are you all right over there?
As this is all going on, she's kind of wading her way over to the shoreline, kind of like muttering to herself the whole time. She doesn't sound very happy. Oh, this is dreadful. Look at my dress. She starts wringing it out at the bottom where the water's kind of soaked into it.
Yeah, it's nice. Thanks for your help.
Oh well, I don't think you would have been able to get through it without me, would you?
Yeah, probably not. Are you guys okay over there?
A
We're
bit
all
worse for
right.
wear, but I'm alive. Thanks to everyone else, I think.
Okay. So
You
Hannah?
okay over there?
Yeah, I think we're okay. Sahana, you okay?
Yeah, Sahana nods and she holds a thumbs up.
Okay. And you sorry, I'm uh, uh I'm Galatea.
Oh, yes, yes, I suppose introductions are in order, aren't they? Yes. And she kind of gives a very half-hearted curtsy in her soggy dress. Petunia.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too. I'm not normally this size, you see.
Oh, I mean, oh, okay. I wasn't sure where you came from. Do you
What?
live in this lake?
She points and laughs at you as you say that.
Okay.
No, no. Oh, heavens, no. Oh, that's too funny. No, no. I've been stuck on that tiny island for ages.
Okay. Well, I guess you wouldn't have gotten off that without us then, huh?
No, I saw.
Galatea, like, sort of shifts her head a little from side to side.
Well, I was waiting for my magic to recharge, you see. But when I saw that ghastly thing swimming around in the water, I have no idea what it was. It obviously saw you as more of a threat and attacked.
Yeah, well, I guess we are.
Dreadful business, but concluded now.
Yeah. So, the tower over there isn't that's not the way that we should be going then, huh?
Well, how should I know? I'm not from this lake. I thought we'd already established this.
You just said that you have been stuck here, so you must know
Yes.
something about it.
You see that tiny little piece of boat right there? And she kind of points to the boat that you're like stood in front of.
Yeah.
That was whole when I got in it.
Oh,
Sailed my way over to that island. About halfway across, it decided to break on me. And then it floated over here.
I see. Oh, well.
These aren't exactly swimming garments. And I didn't really want to get them soggy, but I didn't see a choice when you guys were getting attacked. I thought I'd be kind and come and help you.
Well, that was very nice of you.
Of course it was. I'm very nice. Can't you tell?
Yeah, lovely. Right, we better get going. But it's nice to nice to meet you. I
Hold
guess.
on a minute. No. Aren't you going to take me with you? Strength in numbers and all that.
Why?
I don't want to be stuck at this filthy lake. You're obviously going somewhere.
Sure. Are you going north?
You will have to give me a quick second to have a look at where I'm going.
Everything's north. So, unless you're going to the place we've just left, everything is north.
So I believe, and stop me if I'm wrong here, Faye, but I believe Petunia would say that I'm trying to return to a fork in the road.
All right. A specific one, or?
Yes. We were told to go and see some princess of the lands.
No, you don't want to do that.
What do
Wait,
you mean
we-
I don't want to do that?
What do you mean we? Who's we?
Oh, me and some other compatriots.
Oh, What? From around here?
No, actually.
Galatea, like, stepping closer.
Hold on a second there.
What?
Personal space and all that.
Okay, sorry. What did the others look like? Was there this blue guy with floaty hair with you?
Oh, yes, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where?
Why, do you know him?
Yes. Where is he?
I've not a clue. Sorry.
What do you mean you don't know? What?
We split up days ago.
How many days?
I might have to get it. I might have to get a rain check on that one. How many days?
I would say it's been probably a couple of days.
A couple of days. Okay. It's hard to tell in this place, but somewhere in the realms of 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. What? Do you know where he is?
No, sorry.
Do you know where he was going?
Yes, to go and see the princess.
No. Do you have directions?
Do you think I would be stuck in the middle of a lake if I had directions?
Well, yeah, you sort of get stuck and then you can't go to the place that you want to go to.
All I've been told is to go to this palace and meet this princess, and I was hoping that perhaps we'd be kindred spirits, being highborn and all.
What do you mean, kindred spirits? What?
Well, you know, she's royalty. She's a princess, isn't she? And of course, me. Well, all you need to do is look at me, of course.
Of course, yeah.
When
Sorry.
I'm not covered in disgusting lake water.
Yeah, that's probably what's throwing me off. And you are from
Me? Oh, I'm from Daggerford.
okay, and
I mean, not originally, but that's where I was residing for a while.
and you. Sorry, can we just cross over to this?
I imagine at this point, Petuna's probably starting to shrink back to her normal size.
Okay, I'll see if I can work out how to do that.
It's probably been about a minute.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
She is kind of looking over your shoulder. I say looking over your shoulder. She can look over your head at this height, but
Yeah.
she's kind of looking over your shoulders in that kind of motion as she shrinks at the others, kind of like giving a very coy wave. Like, yes, hello.
Moira is kind of like Tisfin is healing Amaros, and Moira's just kind of looking through, just kind of like patting Amaros, just kind of like not saying anything because she can't, but like, you're good, pat. But then also like her attention is 95% on Galatea and this snaky lady.
I bet being now.
And occasionally Moira's pats just kind of end up smacking Amaros in the face.
God damn it.
Imagery is just beautiful.
Anyway, yes. Crossing over. Yes, I suppose that's a lot more spacious, even though it's higher.
Yeah, I mean we can't go back. That's back to where we all came from.
Oh yes, the quaint little town. Yes,
Yes, quite little.
the one with the rather handsome mayor and his children. Yes.
Yeah, about that. We let's just get across here and then we can talk.
All right.
You'll actually recognize Sahana probably. Having said that,
Yeah.
he's
sorry,
standing.
one second.
I'm imagining Hannah just giving like a little wave from behind.
Sorry, I was just saying goodnight to someone.
Oh yes, right.
I'll head over. Ah, yes, you. Yes, I remember you. I met you a while ago, and your father and your brother.
She nods and she starts sort of scribbling in a little pad that she's got, or a little parchment that she's got.
Oh, it's all right, dear. The big bad monster has been vanquished now. You needn't be scared.
She can't speak at the moment.
What do you mean she can't speak?
Sorry, I don't really know you well enough.
But I would completely agree. Perhaps I can introduce myself to some of your compatriots.
I think Zana just writes, and she just turns a little note to you that just reads, nice to see you again. I can't currently speak. And she just sort of sticks her tongue out, and you notice that her tongue is like jet black.
Ugh!
She puts her tongue away.
Thank you.
Okay, you don't have to be like that about it.
So how do you suppose we go across these murky waters then?
Just before you do, this you can't do anything about that, can you? Can you sort curses, I guess?
Curses? No, I'm afraid not.
Oh. Well, it's worth a try. Right, okay. Galatea, like, just takes off her boots, pulls up her trousers a little bit, and, like, plops a cloak over her arm and starts wading through, because the whole crashing into the water seemed to be what made the thing appear last, and what are the chances there's any more down there?
Oh, by the gods, do we have to go through the water again? What happened to that lovely ice bridge you had?
It's not going to hold us all.
Oh, fine.
I can make it for you, if you want.
At least let me take my sandals off first. They're very expensive.
I mean, you're all very wet. What are you complaining about?
It might be all right for some. Some of us don't enjoy being wet or staying wet.
Well, none of us do. But you might as well just use this as an opportunity, rather than sulking about it.
Opportunity to do what? Catch a cold? Oh, blast it. Fine. I'm going across. Ugh. You know, just because I have these serpentine features doesn't mean I'm at home in the water, you know. I rather like dry land.
Well, I don't know.
While you guys were talking, Sahana started like wading across. Luckily, she kept her footing and she managed to make it across. But if you could make me a dexterity saving throw as well as you go across, just to see if you accidentally slip in or anything like that. Oh. Unfortunately, Galatea, as you're walking across, your foot just catches on a slippery patch of seaweed or slime or moss on the bottom of the bridge, and you lose your footing and just splash into the water a little bit deeper.
This is the best room because I know exactly what's going to happen.
Petunia raises her arms as the kind of like splash of water comes up, and she's like, "Ugh." Oh, careful! It's going to go in my mouth. Ugh.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry that my falling over inconvenienced you.
Oh well, you're forgiven.
Question.
I love her.
They're not being quite in the slightest about this, are they?
No, I'm going to ask what you guys are doing as this conversation is going on the other side of the bridge.
They're not being quiet.
I'm rolling on the floor laughing.
Tisva's eyebrow will be reaching for the fucking heavens at this point.
Moira is still very much like staring and still randomly pieing over Amoros, occasionally smack on the face.
As Sahana approaches, Amos is gonna make sure he's out of the way so there's space for people to actually get up. So he will have gotten up and he'll be moved away from the edge, but close enough to reach out for a helping hand if anyone needs just.
Yeah, and I think as Sahana,
for when they tried to get it up, but
as-
also
as-
keeping
as
an eye
Sahana-
out
yeah,
towards
as
Starboard 2, just wondering what is going on. Are we getting a new person traveling with us? I'm not against it, but
so, yeah,
hopefully they were not a friend of that big scaly thing. I don't know how people with scales react to other things with scales.
So yeah, as Sahana reaches the other side, she'll take your hand if it's offered and step out onto the bridge, and then she will move out the way, knowing that there are people behind her who wish to get onto the bridge as well. Galatea, are you going to continue on your way? Let's as you slip there, let's just give me another one more dexterity saving throw if you wouldn't mind, just before you leave. Oh, that's much better. Yes, you got your footing, you got your sea legs, and you managed to make it across that last little bit. And with whoever's on the bridge, whether it's Amros or whoever, to grab your hand and help you up, you make it to the bottom of the bridge safely. For Petunia, would you like to make me a dexterity saving throw if you're wading across the water?
Was that a dexterity saving throw? Sorry.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yep, that's enough. Yeah, you managed to get across and managed to avoid any slippery patches on the bridge that has been covered by water, and you also make it safely across to the bottom of the bridge.
Fantastic. Give me 2 seconds, and I will be back.
No worries.
I really want to introduce this lady to the group. Just so I want to wait until
Yeah, sure, no worries.
I've been working on this.
I'll just say that Amros does extend his hand to Galatea as she approaches as well. Whether she takes or not is up to her.
God, Tia takes it. What is this growth?
Gasp.
A welcome growth.
That's what she said.
When this new person approaches, Moira would hide amongst Tisvin and or Amaros. Amaros's feet. Just hide.
I mean, if you're smart, you hide behind Amros's cloak, so. Should be easy enough.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Back, perfect.
Don't worry.
So yes, you make it all the way across, just behind Galatea as you reach the bottom of the bridge.
Right, everyone, this is Petunia.
Petunia. A complicated name, I know.
Yeah, mine's better.
Petunia? Like the flower?
Yes, of course. And just as beautiful.
Galatea rolls their eyes and starts walking up the bridge.
Oh, my goodness. Someone's in a bad mood. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet all your acquaintances.
I think Sahana will just once again just like have been written a message, and when you're on that side of the bridge, she'll just sort of hold it up to you, Petunia, and the message just says, "Were you able to meet with the princess?
She kind of, as she's greeting you all, she kind of side eyes as the message, and then she kind of goes, "No, unfortunately not. As I said, me and Eddie and the group that we were with all happened to split a few days ago. Unfortunately, I've been looking for other people to travel with. I'm very thankful that you all showed up and that I was able to help you."
And I think she nods and should again write a little bit and just say, "Oh well, if we can help you in any way, then please join us." And we are heading to Prigwort. And then she motions sort of in the direction up the bridge.
I'm just refreshing myself on what my character does and doesn't know about the world. 1 second.
Oh yeah, new character, new knowledge, but also which knowledge? Never done that before, actually. So that'll be a fun new adventure.
Okay. I don't believe that is a place that she knows anything about at the moment.
I don't believe anyone's mentioned that. No, not at this
No,
point.
no one's mentioned that. So she's. Oh yes, well, civilization, a lot better than a filthy lake.
And,
I mean, I can agree with that myself. My name is Amros, by the way, and
Of course you
He
can.
does.
I'm
Are you
very
from
agreeable. She says, talking over you deliberately.
just a slight twitch on the one eye as if she does that.
I love her so much.
But yes, anyway, lovely to meet you. Well, anyone else care to tell me their names? Seems as you know mine.
This one. With just a slight nod. Nothing else.
Pleasure to meet you, Tisvan.
The eyebrow raises higher.
Moira is just peeking from behind Tisvan.
She looks at you and I tell you what, can I roll a deception? A self-imposed deception, please, Faye.
Oh, and what are you trying to?
I'm trying not to be disgusted.
Okay, all right, sure. So see if you can hide your disgust as you look at Monty. Oh dear, you don't do a very good job.
Oh, what is that? Why have you dressed it up?
Moira's face is highly offended.
Yes, I'm highly offended by your face too.
This one will very deliberately step in between Petunia and Moira, completely blocking Petunia's view of her, and just. How tall is Petunia?
Good question. Let's have a look.
I don't know if I like this character anymore.
My mic is not laughing too hard.
She's 5'11".
Okay, staring her down.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you, dear.
The side of Tisvan's upper lip is just raising. He is not liking this person at all.
Yes, well, now that I've met you all and your pet, perhaps we can journey on?
Galatea is standing and looking at the tower. And
So, Galatea, while you're looking in the opposite direction and all this is happening, now that you're standing on the bridge, you notice that this bridge that has been built is it's strange. It's like at its apex, it has a crumbling, looks like a chapel at the very top of this bridge, but the bridge itself is unusually steep. You think you'll be able to get up it, but it seems steep for what doesn't. There seems to be no reason to be for a bridge to be this steep. Like you understand that a bridge will go across the water and needs to be slightly higher than the water so that you're not underwater at that. But it goes up at such a steep level to put this chapel extremely high in the air. But for the life of you, can't understand why an architect would do this. Why they would make such a hard to climb bridge. But that is what you are witnessing at the moment. And from your vantage point at the moment, you see that there is a small crumbling chapel of some sort with what looks like a domed roof at the top there. And there seems to be some strange flowers growing, strange in relation to everything else that you've seen along the way. The flowers growing from cracks within the walls of this chapel. In fact, you might notice that although this roof is domed, there is a portion of it that must have either fallen in or broken at some point because it's not a perfect dome anymore. There seems to be probably a hole or something in the roof. And again, on the air, not only do you hear this sort of song that you just hear on the wind, but it's also punctuated by what sounds like perhaps wind chimes that sort of, or rather than a tinkling sound like metal sort of wind chimes, it's more of a clacking sound. Something, maybe the wind chimes may be made out of wood or bone or something like that, something that sort of tacks together, but it sort of punctuates this singing just faintly because of the distance that it is above you.
I'm sorry, I have forgotten half of that already. I just know that it's steep. There's a tower. There's a domed roof. And,
Yep.
There's some clanging and singing.
There's wind chimes, but they must be made of wood or something like that because it's making a clacking sound rather than a sort of a tinkling like a metal tubes of a wind chime would normally make. This is more of a clacking sort of sound.
Right. Can I see a way through the tower?
So it's very, very steep at this point that you're at. So for every 10 feet in front of you, I'd say it's almost like at a sort of a 45-degree angle going up. So it's very tall, the distance going, and so I'd say you can see that there is indeed a doorway. You can just see that there's a doorway on this side of it. You could only assume that there's probably an equal exit on the other side, seeing as the bridge continues. You can see onto the other side of the lake.
Okay.
But you can't actually see into the chapel because it's much, much higher than where you currently stand.
Yeah. Right. Can we get through this now? I appreciate you all getting to know each other, but can we go?
Tisvan will turn from Petunia, look at Galatea, just nod, then indicate to Moira to walk in front of him up towards the chapel.
Yeah, very much avoiding eye contact from Petunia, will run forth.
Okie dokie. So everyone, you're making your way up the bridge?
Yeah.
Cool. So, as you continue... Sorry, you saying?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
I'm trying to adjust my mics because it's picking up stuff that it shouldn't.
Ah, okay, no worries.
Well, you sound very clear.
Wait,
Okay.
did my voice sound clear?
Yeah, you sound clear.
Huh. Well, that's a problem I've had for a while. But yeah, legumen. Never mind. Just trying to
Okay.
fix things.
Cool. All right. So, I think everyone sort of walks and continues walking up the bridge. I think Sahana will be probably the only one that sort of like maybe stay back. It seems with you, Petunia. Probably seeing that the other members of the group have not warmed to you initially, and so perhaps she just stays back with you, just keeping you part of the group. But yeah, as you ascend this bridge, it does go extremely high, so it is a little bit wearing on you. It's not gonna, you don't have to make any rolls or anything for climbing this bridge. Although it's steep, there is enough friction there with the stones and things, and a rail on the side to be able to help you to ascend as you go on. But as you climb higher, the song that you can probably all hear at this point becomes louder. And as you approach the top of this the bridge where this chapel is, you hear more words, and it seems that it's a sort of a strange, either like a hymn or a poem, maybe. Definitely the words rhyme, but it's a strange kind of odd song. Or maybe a lullaby, something like that. But the words are kind of a bit scattered. It's not kind of quite clear exactly what they mean. But you're beginning to be able to hear the words as you approach.
At some point, while they are walking up, Galatea suddenly stops and then looks back at Sahana for a minute, and then, with a bit of a like processing frown, and then like shakes her head a little and continues.
Okay.
Should I make a perception check to see if I can hear what more about what the sound is?
Of course. Yeah, please make me a perception check to see if you can, like, as you're approaching and the sound is getting louder, see if you can make out any of the words or the rhyme or anything.
Can I try to?
Of course, yeah.
I guess we'll have to roll with the dice normally.
Oh,
since
sorry,
we
yes.
don't know where our stuff are.
You can just roll. Oh, if you double click on your character, you get your character sheet, and then you can roll from there if you're doing a perception check.
This is the layout
okay.
I'm most used to actually. So.
You can double click the top part of your
My
sheet.
rolls are as usual.
You can
Crap.
minimize it so that it's like out of the way but still easy to get to.
Yes.
So a 9
Thank
for
you for
me.
that. I'll do one as well.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh,
Okay, so we've got 11, 8, 9. Oh, another one there. Junior 13. Okay. All right. And Moira, was this 17 yours as well? That was yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 17 is mine.
Yeah. So I'll say that Amoros, Galatea, you can't really make it out the words. Perhaps the person who's speaking is speaking slurring the words or not making it too clear to you, but to your ears, you don't really notice it. Tisvan, similar as well. You can't quite make it out. Petunia and Moira, you get you hear a little bit of the words that you hear there as well, and so you catch. He walks in woods, he stalks alone, his fingers bare, his voice a moan. And then you hear some garbled words. The rest of it is lost with the clacking of these wind chimes that sort of interrupt it.
Wait, what was it? He walks.
He walks the woods, he stalks alone, his fingers bare, his voice a moan.
Where's
He walks the woods.
He stalks alone. His fingers bare.
Yep. His voice a moan.
His voice a moan.
And then, as you're probably all, as you get closer, you start to hear a little bit more as well. But between the clacking of the wind chimes as well, you hear, "Find ring where Ursus lie beneath the moonless morning sky." Under hill and tree, the stars forget to shine for me.
Petunia hears this and she turns to Amaros, who seems to be like the closest person to her that is not actively disgusted by her presence yet. And she kind of says, "Do you hear that?
Hear what?
The chanting."
I can hear someone singing, but I can't make out what they're singing.
It's some kind of madman's poem or something. I wonder if there's some kind of, undesirable up there. Perhaps camping out. Oh, God. He was so close to me. I was down on that island.
What? Undesirable?
Yes, someone who is a vagrant. Perhaps they're living up there. Nowhere else to go. Chanting to themselves.
I mean, sometimes some people find that a better life than even most nobles, to be honest.
Well, I wouldn't know, darling. Quite happy with my life until I came here. It was not of my own volition.
Sometimes you gotta find things from different perspectives.
She looks at you like you're speaking a foreign language, Amaros.
I had a feeling she would.
Yes, wonderful, and all that.
Okay then.
So you continue to hear these
Sorry.
little bits of like rhyming words and stuff as you ascend. Are you going to continue up the bridge into the chapel, or are you going to stay where you are?
Hisman's gonna keep walking.
Cool.
Amaros keeps following the group.
Okay. So, as you continue to walk up this extremely vertical bridge, you eventually reach to an archway that leads into this small broken down chapel. And again, as you get there, you see that this chapel has this domed roof, but it does indeed have a section of it that is broken and open to the sky, causing light from the sky above to sort of beam down within the inside of it. And from the doorway where you are, you see that inside the chapel there are stone archways that sort of open into a wide chamber, crowned with a circular fractured ceiling. There are coils of ivy across the broken walls, where frescoes have decayed into sort of abstract patterns. There are windows on either side of the chapel itself, and there does appear to be another doorway on the opposite side, leading to a bridge that then descends again. And in one of the windows, you noticed it seems to be more covered, and from what you can see from the doorway that you currently are, there seems to be a very large, what looks like nest, a sort of a collection of tangles of twigs and bones and little bits of cloth and things that have all been sort of weaved together and seem to be sort of blocking most of the light from this one window, but the other one is open. And now that you stand at the doorway, you can all hear the song, this rhyming of words. And But now that you're this close, you realize that the reason you were having difficulty hearing some of the words from this one is wherever this is coming from is because the person who is singing them is almost seems to be crying. They're very sad. The way that they're saying the words, there are gaps, as if they're choked up on the words that they're getting. They're sad from. And actually, give me a perception check. Whoever's like by the doorway, who would be sort of the first ones there. I just want to see if you can see something else.
I see nothing.
You see nothing, Tisfin? Anybody else? We'll say 2 people can roll. Who else is up there with Tisfin?
Me.
Me.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Nothing.
I mean,
Nine.
Galatea, you were already walking up the thing, so I'd say you probably would be close as well. So give me a perception check. Let's just see if you notice anything as well. Oh, that's better. 18. Nice. So you 3 of you like kind of get there around the same sort of time, and you just sort of look in through here. You can definitely hear these words, and you now realize the words that are being said in this song are just broken because this is very sad song being sung. And again, now that you're here, you hear a little bit more of the words. It eternal leans and sighs. It filled watching eyes. The lover's name no one could hear. And the thing that you notice more than the voice, where the sound is coming from, the sound seems to be coming from higher up within the dome itself. And what you notice in the center is that there seems to be like little pebbles just falling from the ceiling. They just seem to be falling and just cascading across the floor. But not just something shifting above and a little bit of dust coming down, a little dirt. It's just continuous, like little, like almost like it's raining pebbles right in the very center of the dome.
Or crying pebbles. Right, so we're at a tower, so I think a Petunia should be extra careful. Knowing Trap's luck with towers.
A loose rock tumbles away, crushing my new character. Everyone breathes simultaneously a sigh of relief.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I point out the little pebbles and what I can make out of the words to everyone else. Also, can I request, Faye, that some of those words maybe get written down? Cause
yeah, we'll see what happens during this part of the story, and we'll see what you know and what you can write down. Yeah.
Well, no, I can't hear you clear enough.
Oh, okay.
And I
if you learn of something that you need, if you learn of something that's important, yes, I will jot that down for you.
Okay, well, I feel like this is important.
It depends on what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, but if there's anything important that you've heard that you need to recall, then I will. I'll put it into Discord for you.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is this is inconsequential, and we don't need to worry about it. So then we can just move on, right?
Am I saying that? I don't know.
Wishful thinking.
Oh, he's playing into that Feywild style. God damn. Which is worse, a Fey or a genie?
Does anyone object to me trying to talk to whoever's in there?
Nope.
I might need to be a little loud.
I didn't quite hear you, Domi.
I might need to be a little loud.
I mean, feel free.
Go for it.
Galatea steps up to the doorway, not through it.
No.
And calls up into the tower. Hello?
and your voice echoes, "Hello, hello, hello," into this domed ceiling. As
Can
you
we help you somehow?
Ow. As you look up into the ceiling, as you're speaking there, looking for the source of this this voice, where you were just outside the doorway, or slightly standing back from the door frame, the light coming into the dome from above was kind of casting shadows, making it difficult for you to see where these little pebbles that were coming from the ceiling coming from. But as you step a bit nearer, your eyes adjust to the difference in the light, and at the middle of the dome, at the very top, you see the source of these pebbles. Disturbingly, in the center of the ceiling, you see what looks like the face of a man, ancient and looks like it's been carved in stone. But the lips are moving, singing. Yet the eyes are closed, but tears of stone streak down the face and drip down, and that is what the source of these pebbles is. As this stone face seems to be crying while singing this song. To your voice as you call out. For a moment, nothing seems to happen. There seems to be no knowledge. But when you ask, "Can we help?" Did you say, "Can we help?" or something along those lines?
Can we help you somehow?
The crying stops, the pebbles stop falling, and the eyes open on the face. And unlike stone, you see the face slowly elongate and stretch, almost like putty, sort of as the face sort of comes down from the ceiling, about 4 feet down, bending like puppy, and get to gaze down at you in the doorway. The face, the lips part, the song stops, and the face looks at you with these stone-like eyes. Yeah, very, very much like that. Very much like the Owl House.
You love it so much.
And the
Fucking
face
love that
just sort of hovers there with this sort of putty-like neck now hanging from the ceiling. It speaks softly to you as you stand there. His eyelids twitch, his lips purse around the sound, and his voice rumbles, almost like thunder. Have you come to steal my stars again? No. You wear no crown, no blood on the hands. Yet. Speak softly. My dreams are thin, like ice, and the coils stir when I wake. The face looks at you.
Galatea is shaking, but we'll keep talking. Hi. I'm Galatea. I didn't take any stars. Neither did anyone else with me.
The face sort of cocks to one side, looking at you. You know of the stars?
Well, you just told me. That's all I know. I don't know anything. What stars? And do you know who took them?
Could you make me a charisma, either a persuasion or a deception check, depending on how you're feeling?
Charisma for Galatea.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion or a deception, depending on your question.
It's persuasion.
Yeah. You'll give me a persuasion check.
Friendly. $16.
Okay. And so, sorry, what was your question again?
Who what are the stars, and who do you know who took them?
So he looks to you, and his face comes slightly closer to you, just slowly, not right up to you, but just moves forward inquisitively. Ah, the stars, the constellations, not right. I have studied them for years. My memory is not what it was.
The stars, the stars. Yeah. I think I know who your thief is.
You do? You know the thief?
Well, not personally, I guess. Well, you said something about a crown. Might it be the princess?
What did he say? His head moves back slightly when you mention the princess, and he says, "The princess of shadows whispered into the roots of the world. Her song rotted the stars. Thief. The song still plays beneath the waters itself and in my mind."
What does that mean? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Give me another persuasion check, please.
That's not going to end well. I have a +0.
Better than minus.
Yeah, no, it's still 7. It's a 7.
7. Okay. So as you ask him that,
Did I get inspiration? Can I try that again?
you got inspiration. You can try that again if you like.
I remembered.
Good.
Okay.
16.
Perfect. All right. So you said you didn't understand. Or you wanted to know what you didn't know what that meant. Okay. His face comes forward again to you. Again, his features, his expression quizzically looking at you. And he says,
in Spirited Away, when Chihiro is standing there getting all the cat wrinkles up her body because she's freaked out by something. That's
what's happening. Right. He looks at you and he begins to hum. It's the same sort of the song that he was singing earlier. And he says, "She sings with no mouth, no breath. The sorrow echoes in the narrow of the mountains. I tried to silence her once, and now she sings through me." And the face pulls back, and you see a grimace on his face as he tries desperately to hold back, to not continue to sing the words.
And if you sing, is that going to be bad for us?
Make me another charisma persuasion, please.
Huh.
Have any of us gotten up to the temple?
Yeah, if anyone wants to jump in, please do.
15.
15, yep. So sorry, your question was like, what the... If
you sing, is that going to be bad for us?
He says, He says, the Weeper's song. The Weeper's song. And you see his eyes little pebbles forming in the corner of his eyes and start dripping from his face again. These tiny little stones that clatter against the floor. You cannot.
Sorry.
You may only listen or close your ears.
Okay. Okay.
So while this conversation's been happening, what have the rest of you been doing?
I mean, probably looking at this ghastly thing and trying not to, like, squeal.
Moira is frozen in fear.
Tisvan's standing beside Galatea, but looking at this thing and not understanding anything.
I was about to say that Ambrose is right there trying to figure out what the heck this thing is, but not understanding anything, and then this one pretty much is just the same.
And then both of them have that Homer Simpson a monkey thing in their head, right?
Yep.
Kind of.
Clang, 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 clang.
Yeah. Right, okay. Everyone, I think if he sings, please hold your ears. I don't think we can listen to it, the full thing. I think it might be bad. But I also want to know what he says. So maybe we could try one of us to get a bit of it.
I mean, we can try.
Hey, sorry. I don't know. Tower person. What?
My
what-
name is Kelroth of the Hollow Constellation, Star Reader to the courts of Yelfia, and now I am naught but echo and vine, bound to this stream of stone by voices I can no longer silence. The song, the weeper's song, you may hear, or you may close your ears.
Galatea looks around to the rest of them for input.
Tisvan will step forward and just say, I will hear.
The face nods, and the tears, again, little stone tears, begin to fall down his face. His eyes close, and his lips purse as he begins to sing.
Galatea covers her ears.
Okay.
Ambrose covers his ear too.
Moira listens.
Okay. I think Sahana will probably listen as well.
Yeah, I think I'll listen.
You listen? Okay. So he looks at you. Well, he doesn't look at you. Sorry, his eyes are closed, but he starts to sob as he begins to sing again. Under hill and under tree, stars forgot to shine for me. The tower cracked, the garden wept. The princess fell, the dream she kept. And then he takes a pause, but it seems like he's going to continue with another verse. You continue to listen?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
No. Okay. So the voice, it stops for a second, and more tears fall. He wore a ring of cobalt blue, a gift from one heart once new. But he was lost to time and tide, and so she sleeps a ghost, a bride. It's another breather. The citadel now leans and sighs, its windows filled with watching eyes. The stones all hum her lover's name, but none who hear return the same. He walks the woods, he stalks alone. His fingers bear his voice a moan. He cannot see, he cannot cross the vale or gate until he finds his promised mate. So find the ring where Ursa's lie, beneath the moonless morning sky, and place it on her hand once more. The land shall heal, the grief restore. But if the ring is claimed by greed, the wood shall burn, the stars shall bleed, and all who sought to end her pain will dream of her and wake insane. And as he finishes the song, the putty-like neck retreats back into the ceiling, and the face it reattaches to the ceiling again, but continues to weep.
Galatea looks around at the others.
So, did anyone make any sense of that nonsense?
I had my ears closed, so no.
This one will kind of motion to the ones that are covering their ears to uncover.
Thank you. Oh, Galatea follows instructions. Hey, are you okay? You're all okay?
Yeah, no, it wasn't anything. I don't feel any worse than I did when we came up here.
Okay. Well, you never know in this place.
I think what the song is relating to is the princess and the mortal that she loved and was separated from, I think. This what makes sense to me, at least. And then Tisvan will kind of turn towards Moira.
Oh, can you all like write it down? Everything you remember. Maybe you can all work together and try and write it down.
If anyone can give me something to write with, I can write down what I can recall.
I've got stuff.
Thank you. Tisvan will take it and write down what he heard.
Moira, the moment the ring was mentioned, has started scribbling on her own, sort of maniacally. Is that the right word? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Just the ring is here. We must get the ring. We must have the ring. The ring will save us all.
Where did we hear about the ring?
It was mentioned in the song.
Yeah, but otherwise, we know about the ring beforehand. I remember the ring, but I don't remember where we heard it from.
Well, Moira has shown her notes from Daggerford about the ring.
Mm. You also saw a ring as well, but let's see if you remember, Galatea. Give me an intelligence to history.
I'm sure it's in the painting in the.
Yeah, that's right. It was in the painting. In the painting of who you assume the elven woman and the gentleman, they had blue rings.
Yeah. And Moira had notes about it too. Okay. Oh, okay. So, should we?
And as you stand there, the voice, you hear it sort of still singing, mumbling these lines over and over again. So the fact that I've pasted the total song in there for you into the Discord. If you were hanging around here anyway, you would eventually hear all these words a couple of times. So you'd have time to write it down as well. But the face just continues to cry these little pebbles down from the ceiling as it's embedded itself in the ceiling again.
What was Tower Man called again?
He was called. 1 second. He was. Where is the notes? Calroth. Calroth. Of the Hollow Constellation.
I'm fairly certain his name is Tower Dude. It's what's written.
Tower
in the
Dude. Yeah, that's what's written in Discord. So defer to Discord.
Did it say where the ring would be?
So find the ring where Ursus lie, beneath the moonless morning sky.
Ursus lie. Like.
Ursus? Like bear?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or does it mean the constellation?
Possibly.
Oh, sorry, I was away from my mic because I was eating, but I've just finished.
Oh,
I'll
good
get-
for you. Calroth?
Are you calling out to him? So the face elongates down again, this sort of slow, like sort of putty-like neck, sort of, and the face comes down towards you again, and
Galatea lets out a sort of calming breath, less shaking now, more like this is just normal face stuff.
the face comes up towards you again, and the little eyes open, and it says, "Have you come to steal my stars again? Wear no crown, no blood of your hand. Speak softly, my dreams are thin ice, and the coils stir them awake."
We haven't come to steal anything. We want to thank you for your song. And we ask for passing, if we may.
You have heard the Weeper's song. I am sorry.
What do you mean?
Can you make me another charisma persuasion, please?
Can I maybe give bardic inspiration?
To Galatea?
That might be nice. Yeah, I think Petunia's going to kind of step forward through the crowd, kind of looking at the situation and the fact that, to her mind, we're not really getting anywhere. So she kind of sidles up next to Galatea, and she's, "Is everything all right up here?"
Yeah, we're just asking if we may please pass through.
Oh, well, perhaps I can help. You see, I have a bit of a way with words, as I'm sure you've discovered.
Oh yeah, you certainly do. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I'm not sure exactly if it would be any help, but
Well, of course it
by all
would.
means.
Yes. Excuse me, man made of stone here, looking rather glum.
Calroth.
Yes, yeah, cauliflower. Can I perhaps aid my acquaintance here in talking to you? I can't help but notice the wonderful sheen that your stone has. However, could you be so sad with such strong features?
Can you
And,
make me a as you ask the question, can you make me a persuasion saving not saving, just a persuasion check, please?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so so you ask if you can aid your friend, and the face looks towards you, and we say. I think they just say, you may do as you wish. The bridge is meant to span the dreams, not the lakes. The chapel here was built to house the voice of stars before they wept and turned away. But you may do as you please.
I mean, anyone looking at Petunia kind of sees her look of, well, of course I can do what I please. I'm me. But she kind of is taken aback at such a glum disposition being displayed to her, and she kind of looks at Galatea and says, "Well, whatever that means, I hope it was of some help. Obviously, my compliments have helped draw out a little more information from our chiseled friend here."
Sorry, I missed what he said.
From what I gathered from it was that he said that the bridge was supposed to span dreams and not lakes.
Span dreams and not lakes. Okay. But it doesn't now?
Are you asking him?
Asking, yeah, Petunia and him.
Okay, if you're asking him a question, then you need to roll me a persuasion, please.
This dude would be great in like an interview room for like the mob. I ain't answering any questions until you roll me a charisma check.
Now, were you giving Galatea inspiration for this role?
Yeah, absolutely, that whole performance was kind of her
Okay.
way of giving her inspiration.
So is that a D4 you can add to your? Or,
I don't know if that helps with it for.
is it a D4 you add, or is it D6, or what is it that you're adding?
I'm trying to find it on my sheet.
Okay.
Here we go. It says I've got 3 uses, but I know for a fact I've only got 2 left because I used one last time. Okay. A D6.
Okay. It's an 8.
An 8. Okay. So as you ask this question, you see the face that was quite placid and talking to you. Suddenly, the eyes grow wide, and the head starts to retreat back up towards the ceiling, and the face starts to shout out, "Thieves! You want my memories, my stars? The court sent you, or the princess, or worse, the quiet ones. I will not bleed thought again." And as his face retreats up into the ceiling, his song becomes this very loud moan and eventually turns into this scream and thunderous wail that rattles the tower around you.
Oh, okay, we run now.
Can you all please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh god.
Sorry.
There's the con.
Natural 20 for Moira.
Nice.
Hey, a 17 from me.
Okay.
Look at us, we're rolling good.
So,
yeah.
Galatea.
Except
Oh, we've got 2 Galateas here. Oh no, that's from the other one, isn't it? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who hasn't rolled? Oh, Sahana hasn't rolled. Let's roll for Sahana. Constitution saving throw. That's
Oh,
a nat
no.
one for 2. Cool. Okay, Sahana and Galatea. No, does it say anything else? Okay. So as this screaming gets louder and louder, and it sort of echoes around within the bell top of this this dome top of this tower. Unfortunately, Sahana and Galatea, this thunderous scream just rips through your head, through your ears, and you are going to take some thunderous damage. Okay, so we that's 11 points of thunder damage as this screaming thunderous roar goes ricocheting around this bell. And having asked this question, Galatea, you clench your hands to your ears, but you're so close to this that you cannot shake it off, and this sound rings out, busting your eardrums, and you are now deafened for the next hour. Same with Sahana.
I'm just gonna call out "I'm sorry" and then realize that I can't hear myself.
And you this sound goes on, and then it's like, and you realize you can't hear anything. It's like that when a grenade goes off, and you get that kind of like that kind of noise, like going on. Sahana and you are now deafened by this scream. Everybody else, you will take half of this damage, so you will take 5 points of thunder damage, as you don't get the your ears don't start bleeding or anything like that. But you do take this damage from this sound going off, and the face does not stop. The scream continues. So, what would you like to do?
Run.
Yeah.
Galatea's running forwards through the tower.
To the tower? Okay, perfect.
This
Keep
one's
running.
following.
Okay.
Well, if people are running, then
Okay, so,
Amor's following.
All right, don't go too far. So if you get to about halfway through the tower, if you can just stop, whoever's in front, you stop there. Okay, perfect. So as you're running through the tower, and this is going, you're clenching your ears, and you're just running forward through this. The noise disturbs the nest that is in the window that I mentioned before, and it starts moving backwards and forwards, and leaping out or flying out in disarray from this horrible sound that has awoken it. There are 3 sturges that appear.
What?
3 sturges.
Oh, no. I remember these.
These little disgusting looking kind of bird bat looking things with a proboscis, disgusting little flapping little birdie like creatures, all come flying out of the nest as this sound calls to them and flies out. Now you see these things erupt from the nest, Galatea, even though you can't actually hear anything, but you see these 3 little things flying out of the nest. And as you are making your way through, we will go into initiative, please.
Oh hell!
So if you right click on your character, there's a little sword and shield icon in the bottom right. If you click on that, you'll add you to the initiative at the top there.
Oh, cool.
And then if you go mouse over your portrait at the top, there's like a little dice icon. If you click on that, it will roll your thing for you, your initiative order.
Where?
So at the top, can you see the little panels at the top?
There we go.
Top of the screen of the different people who are in the initiative order? Up here? Rolling all our dice, get them all rolled. I haven't rolled for Sahana. 1 second. Oh, quite good. Okay, has everyone rolled?
I think that's everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so as this sound is bellowing out, you run through the tower itself, but the sound has awoken these three disgusting little bird batty creatures, sturges, that come flying out of the nest as you are running past. And before you can make it to the other side, one of these sturges decides to attack the people who are obviously making this noise and disrupting their day, and they come up flying out. All right, this little friend here is the first one to act. Galatea, you're very close to it, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yes. So this little sturge is going to take an attack against you. All right.
Did I cast Mage Armor on myself last time or not?
I don't think you have, because you left the town. Did you cast it on
I
yourself?
think I cast Ice Knife and not Mage Armor.
Yeah, I don't know if you. I don't remember if you did or not. I don't think you would have done for the last fight because I don't think you were at distance, so I'm not sure you would have needed to. But
Well, I remember wanting to, but I also remember finding it hard to fit it into what I wanted to do, so I don't think I did it.
yeah,
Anyway,
I mean, you've only got one spell slot down, which would have been Ice Knife, and Mage Armor is another first level. So yeah.
That's why
Okay, so this little creature, this sturge, flies towards you, and it tries to make an attack on you, which is a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits. Okay. So you take oh, so that's 7 points of piercing damage, and this creature attaches itself onto you. It is basically, in its proboscis is that it's got. It basically is like a mosquito, and it stabs it into you, and it starts drinking your blood. And it's like,
Wait, okay, so I remember something for this particular moment where I had something to deflect things. And reading it, it's arcane deflection.
okay,
You've learned to weave your magic to fortify yourself against harm. When you're hit by an attack or you fail a saving throw, you can use your reaction to gain a +2 bonus to your AC. That attack, or of +4 to that saving throw. Could I have used that for the ringing? Or is that too late?
the sound that went off, that wasn't an attack though. That was a feature
Was
that happened.
Oh right. Oh okay.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be using it against the sturge that was attacking you. Sorry, no. The sound, the thunderous, the crying that went on wasn't really an attack on you. That was just something that was happening.
It says when you're hit by an attack or you fail a saving throw.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's saving throw. Okay, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't remember that bit.
Okay, so where are we? So you can use a reaction to gain 2 the bonus against AC.
4 + 4 to saving throw.
It's okay if
Yeah.
it's too late. I just wanted to check.
What did you roll?
I
Go
think
back
I rolled a
here.
9.
9.
I think it was 9.
15. Yeah, if you use that and added 4 to it, then you would have made the save. Yeah.
Is that all right? Obviously, I can't save against this one because it's just once.
Yeah. So we'll say that's fine. Yeah, arcane deflection. Okay, so when you hit the attack or you fail a saving throw, you can use your action to get a +2 0 bonus to saving throw, which you can't cast spells other than cantrips until the end of your next turn. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah. If you want to, you can have used that one to pass the same throw. So we'll say that you're not deafened then. So only Sahana was deafened. So now she is now deaf and mute.
Deaf and mute. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
So okay. We'll say we'll go back. I mean, we're still getting to know our abilities and bits and pieces that we're going through. So we'll retcon that. So you're not deaf, but you are attacked by this sturge, which and you will have still taken half of that damage that you took earlier. So you would have taken 5 instead of 11.
Oh, okay.
But this little creature, latches onto you. So it's one hit creature piercing damage, and the Sturge attaches target. While attached, Sturge doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't attack. Instead, it starts. Yeah, so at the start of each turn, it will start to drink more blood from you unless you can shake it off. But that's all it can do on its turn. So we move on to next turn. There we go. Oh, what happened? Not a bounce then. There we go. Oh, was it not working? All right, let me do it again. There we go.
There we go.
It didn't
I
start.
like the fact that it zooms in with a dice around.
Yeah, now it has that thing. I don't think I had actually started the encounter when I made those rolls, but there we go. We're all right now. So it's Sahana's turn now. So as you guys are running, she is now deaf and mute at the moment, so she can't hear and she can't say anything. But she looks in horror as one of these disgusting little bird bat things lands on Galatea at the front and starts to attach itself and is obviously attacking her. As she's coming into the chapel itself, she sees this is the closest one to her, and what is she going to try and do? Let's see. She target. Okay, she takes out of her side of a little side bag that she has. She takes out this stem that is sort of is covered in little thorns and things, and this little she makes a few little hand motions over it, and the stem itself starts elongated, and it looks like it's turned into sort of a thorny whip, and she uses that to try and lash at this bird-like creature. But she only gets a 7, and that is not enough. So unfortunately, she whips out with this little thorn whip, but this little flying creature is just too quick, and it whiffs past it, and makes no... doesn't land, unfortunately. And she doesn't currently want to move forward because she'll get an attack of opportunity, so she is going to stay where she is currently. All right. Tisvan.
Hello. Tisvan will take a step forward to here, and he will... Well, he is rather well defended. Can he try to remove the Sturge from Galatea that has attached to her?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think it would just be like a strength saving throw. Strength, contested strength probably. Was it Sturge can detach itself by spending 5 feet of movement? It does so after it drains 10. That's that. Creature, including the target, can use its action to detach the Sturge. So you can just use your action, it says here, to detach the Sturge. So if you want to do that, you can pull it off of Galatea.
Let me just double check my... I will do that, yes,
Okay.
To save her more damage. Now I'm just going to look through if I have any bonus actions I can do. Oh, it doesn't seem like I have anything that'll help at the moment. So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, so this one has just come forward and ripped the Sturge off of you, Galatea. So it's now no longer attached. He's just sort of ripped it off, and I guess he just thrown it in the corner or something.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. It's gonna be a few more minutes. I'm having a little allergic thing.
Oh,
I'll be
you
back.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. I'll be back.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
All right, so we'll move on then to Petunia. The sound is still ringing in your ears of this screaming that's above you, and these three little bird-like creatures seem to be attacking the members of the party in front of you. What would you like to do?
Do I have any way of knowing if these creatures can hear me over the screaming?
I mean, this is a deafening, shrieking, like almost like thunderous sort of noise. So it's probably unlikely that these creatures will be able to hear you over this, because this isn't just a scream that happened. It's a continuous like this, like foghorn going off.
Okay. Just having a little look at my cantrips. I'm missing some of them from Foundry. So I've just opened up D&D Beyond to have a look at them.
Yeah, I don't know why it's missing stuff like that. I did when I was using D&D Beyond the other day. I can see how confusing it is now when you're building a character, because it tries to put all of the class and stuff for the new 2024 above everything else, and then it's got like the older stuff for 2004 and then it's 14, and it's got legacy stuff. It's a very mess of mixed up information, so it's very difficult to. You can't just say I just want 2014. It puts everything else in there as well and makes it really difficult to kind of weed out the stuff you don't want anymore.
Yeah.
Although you can choose to specifically just to have 2014 when you're creating a character, I noticed. Because when I was leveling up Tisman, I had the problem that the 2024 rules came up. But I noticed that if you went back to the very first page in the character creator, you could uncheck 2024 and check in 2014 rules.
Okay. Because when I made one the other day, I could only find a way of adding the 2014. Couldn't find a way of turning off 2024. So maybe I went wrong at the beginning. Maybe there was an option that I could have turned off and I didn't realize it. But I had so much stuff on there. I was just like, what? Why is this not? Why is there 2 copies of the Ranger? Why is there all this? Because the only reason I realized is when I was doing a Druid and it was asking me for like some special ability at the level 1. I was like, what the hell is this? I've never heard of this before. Then I realized, oh yeah, this is all new.
Yeah, I went back on D&D Beyond and checked, and they have changed it again.
Oh, have they?
So now you can't uncheck 2024.
That's what I thought when I went on there, because I was trying to get rid of it, but I couldn't. It just mixes everything up, especially if you've said, oh yeah, I want homebrew and I want this, that, and the other. There's just so much on there. It's just confusing.
Yeah.
So, normally, in this kind of situation, Petunia she'd opt for something that was more sort of orientated towards like an AoE, like a group effect. But considering that she needs creatures to be able to hear her for that to happen, I think instead what she's going to go for is she pulls out a sort of long square flute, for those of you that can see it, and she puts it up to her mouth. One hand still covering one of her practically non-existent ears, and she lets out this short, sharp, like toot. And as she does so, there's this mote of light that starts to emanate from the end of her flute, and she casts. I don't have it on Foundry, unfortunately, to cast it, but she casts Starry Wisp.
Starry Wisp.
Starry Wisps. You launch. It's a cantrip. You launch a mote of light at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. Which I will do. I'm sure that I can just use another spell to do the attack.
Yeah, I'm having a look here. If it's I can't find Starry Wisp. Is it a new thing?
Oh, maybe. I've never really played a bard before, so perhaps I thought that it was 2014 when it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a 2024 cantrip.
Oh, it
Ah,
is.
okay.
I'll need to remove that then.
That's probably why it's not in your list. Because I've set it to
That-
2014 and to remove 2024 spells.
That makes sense. This is my inexperience with bards showing because I just assumed it was a spell I'd never had access to before.
No, yeah. That's just why I'm saying it's confusing on D&D Beyond, because I've now made it so if you have any spells that aren't in here, I would imagine it's because they're 2024 spells that have been added by mistake, or you haven't realized that they're 24 versions of the same spell.
I see.
So I think that's
Okay.
what the issue is.
Between sessions, I'll go back and I'll edit that.
Yeah.
And I'll pick a different cantrip. But in that case, instead of bringing out her flute, I'll retcon that. Instead, Petunia holds out her hand, and you see a puff of noxious gas emanate from it. As I'm going to cast poison spray on the nearest sturge.
Oh my goodness. So you send your hand out, you see within range, and there's a puff of noxious gas from your palm. Creature must succeed Constitution saving throw. Okay. Whenever this one is brought out, the poison spray, I'm always kind of like thinking, well, how accurate can you be with a puff of poison? Like, to me, I always think like this should affect people nearby, but
I guess it's kind of like if you think about it, like spraying a can of Lynx. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's not
everyone will
accurate,
get it in their mouth.
Yeah, and I will die.
Yeah, especially in this confined area with a dome on it. You've done it in a, it's not outside. You've done it inside a building.
She's secretly
everyone's like,
she's hoping the stone guy will like choke on it.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, okay.
Whenever I think of poison spray, for some reason, I think of like a spit cobra, how they spit their venom in someone's face.
Oh yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to save with a 5 though.
No. I'll roll some damage.
Do it.
Do
it for now.
We know.
2.
2 points of damage. Okay, yeah. So this little birdie thing, you spray the poison in its face, and it goes, and it falls out of the air dead because it only had 2 points of life anyway, and it hits the floor. Well done. Any more would be overkill. Why would you need to do that?
She kind of has like a chin up in the air kind of look of like, oh yes, calculated as always.
Just the right amount of pressure applied.
Yes, precisely.
Dead. Perfect. Okay. Anything else you wish to do?
No. I think the others have probably got it handled from here.
Awesome. All right. We move on to the other little sturge. This one here hasn't actually attacked yet. The one that attacked Galatae was this one. So this one that's right next to you, Tisfan, is going to take an attack against you, I guess, because you're nearby.
All right.
And he's going to try and grab hold of you and pierce you with its little stinging proboscis to try and drink your blood. That was all over the place. 17 to hit.
Does hit.
Does hit. Okay. All right. It is going to attach itself to you. It pierces you in any area of your body that may be uncovered by armor, and it starts to drink, doing 6 points of piercing damage as it stabs into you, and then hungrily starts drinking your blood.
Non-magical?
It's a non-magical blood drinking.
Then that is 3 damage for me.
Oh, you take half as much from non-magical, do you?
No. Heavy armor mastery. I can remove 3 damage from bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage as long as it's non-magical.
Ah, nice. Didn't know there's that. Cool. Is that? Did you get that from? Did you take a feat? Did you?
Yeah, that was my level 4 feat.
Ah, yes. Okay. Cool. Perfect. All right. Yes. Well, you managed to reduce the damage it can do. It's probably trying to get its little pierce piercing proboscis to try and pierce into you, but with all your plate armor there, it's kind of like kind of finding it difficult to try and get it in and keep it sucking your blood. All right, so that's the end of its turn. The other one is dead. So Amoros, it is now your turn.
Amoros, seeing these annoying little buggers and seeing them attacking his friends, is going to make a quick gesture with his hand, which summons forth these small crystals that just manifests in the air, and he casts Magic Missile.
Oh, nice. Against which one?
It manifests 3, so...
Oh,
I
yes, you can do
target
different targets.
individually.
Okay, person.
So I'm targeting first the one close to Galatea, then the one by Tisfen, and then again the one by Galatea, I feel.
Okay, sure, go for it.
Cast spell, let's see. We can use that one. Cash spell.
I can tell you that you're definitely going to kill them with each bolt because it's 1d4 plus 1. So the lowest you can roll is a 1, and it only has 2 hit points. So
All right.
these are 2 are going to die. So save you rolling. But if you wish to roll to see how much damage you would have done, you can definitely do that as well.
It's fun to do a little bit of extra damage if I can.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You damage on the first one.
The first bolt hits this first one, and it just explodes. It just if it was a bird that had feathers, it would be feathers everywhere. But it is more of a sort of a splat as this little thing hits the floor. Having drunk some of Galatea's blood, it hits the floor just.
And the second, it's a 4.
And the same, yeah.
Destroyed.
Again, it gets slammed against the wall, and it is definitely no more. And that ends our combat.
Wasn't that last one attached to Tisvan?
Oh, yeah, it is. It was attached to you. So,
Now I'm just covered in guts and blood.
Yeah.
Oh.
We won't make you roll to see if you. I think you can be precise enough with them because they definitely hit every time. It's not like having to roll to attack. So it just explodes with showering you in your own blood.
We chose Magic Missile to not hit this one directly.
Yeah. So you're left with just this sort of blood, like a mix of your own and its blood, as it explodes. And that is the end. That's all they wrote.
Galatea keeps running.
Okay, you keep running, do you? All right, good plan. All right, so you continue to run as this loud noise still echoes in your mind, and all of you run out. I think actually Sahana, as she's running, because she's also deafened as well, she might, as she's running alongside you, Amoros, she just sort of grabs your arm. You can see she's got one hand to her ear, and she's just reaching out with her arm to grab your shoulder for like help, basically, so that she doesn't fall.
Amoros will grab onto her arm in a way that will allow him to support her if she falls.
Perfect. Okay. And you're just going to continue running all the way down the other side of the bridge?
Well, at least we're not in the dome, I would say.
Yeah.
We're taking damage in
I mean,
there.
it's still loud from out here, but you're now not at the danger level of having to make additional rolls as you go down the bridge. And very much like the other side, this is ridiculously steep, but now going down. So you have to be careful not to fall as you're going down here. You don't need to make any rolls, but you're just be as careful as you can as you're going down this gradient down. But you can see now that you're on this side of the bridge that this end also disappears into the murky water, and unfortunately you're going to have to make some rolls to keep your footing as you get across to the other side, if that is your wish.
I guess that Tisvan and Galatea stops and like right before the water.
Yeah.
Tisvan would just wipe whatever blood has gotten on his face off.
Oh, are you shooting it at the stone face? Are you actually doing that, Druid?
No, I'm saying that I'm not shooting him.
Okay, I thought you said, he's not petty enough. Sorry, I thought you said he's petty enough to shoot the stone face in the face. Okay, no worries. Keep going. Sorry, I was reading that in Discord.
Player and petty enough not to use his name, though. That's a different thing.
I just wanted to clarify before you carried on running. That's all right.
Fair enough.
Do it anyway. Who said that?
I don't know.
Must have been a dog.
Okay, so you and Galatea, you both stop at the water edge, okay? And everybody else, I would imagine, catches up
I know
with you.
one thing I want to do with that magic missile.
Hmm.
I want to shoot it without purpose at the fucking Naga that's probably still sinking at the bottom of the freaking lake.
You can't see it, but you send it off in that direction, yeah.
Yep.
And it just sort of whizzes off behind the dome and back to the direction where you were.
There he is.
And you just see it go whee, and like a firework, sort of flying through the air and then just going into the lake itself and just being put out.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Moira is gonna dig around in her bag and take the potion of healing that she made earlier and give that to Amaros.
Amros will happily take that because I want to at least remember that she told us that she made a healing potion, so he would know what it is.
Did she?
I'm not sure, but you would have seen her make something.
Yeah, but making and knowing what it is different things, Money.
You have been handed a Do you drink it?
Potion that fucking drugged him.
You know, let's say that there is like there's a little piece of paper that's wrapped around the cork with a little piece of twine or leaf or grass or whatever, and it says potion of healing.
Yeah, like I feel like you would at least put something to know, so you know what is what within your bag.
Drink me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'll
what it
totally
should say.
trust that,
Drink me,
Valadomi.
don't drink me.
But yes. To drink it now or save? I'm at 12 HP, I probably should drink it.
Now!
You receive another note of paper. Please return empty bottle ASAP.
Okay, let's see how good your homebrewing is. And Amros just drinks it.
Is it 2d4 plus 2? Which one of us rolls?
I'd say Amaros will roll that because he's the one drinking it, so he gets to roll
2d4. And then plus 2. Okay, there we go. Roll. 5 points.
You go. And then he smashes the glass on the floor.
Another.
She requested it back, so he will put the cork back on and hand it back to her. Thank
Perfect.
You.
Excellent.
Feel a little better.
Very good. Okay, so you're all standing by the water edge at the edge of this bridge.
Galatea looks at Tisvin. Should we just go for it?
I think that might be for the best. Tisvan will turn towards Moira. You want to lift again?
Moira nods and is already has taken the bottle, put it back in the bag, and is now grabby hands at Tisvin.
Grabby hands.
Tisvan will let Moira grab him by the hand and then just lift her up on his shoulders. And
It's
then,
so difficult. She's meant to be an adult.
and then he just walks.
Moira is an adult.
You're
Moira needs an adult. You're adult.
This one is the adult, you're adult.
Moira is an adult who eats random stuff off the floor.
You want
Okay.
dex saving throws, Faye?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yes, please. Dex saving throws as you wade across.
Let's see if I dunk Moira again. 11?
No!
Let's see if I take a dive again.
So yeah, Tisfan, unfortunately, you do slip, and Moira and yourself go splashing into the water, making a little bit of a noise and a bit splashing around as you get about halfway across. Galatea, you make it across fine. Amros, you make it across fine.
Moira has flashbacks to the beginning of the campaign with all the mud and like with Kane.
This one stands back up, lifts Moira out the water, and keeps walking, while grumbling for fuck's sake to himself.
Yeah. Okay, so as you walk forward another 10 feet, can you make me another save, please?
Why?
Feel my pain.
Opportunity, you make it fine across, and Sahana also makes it across fine.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
dear.
using my inspiration.
Okay. Did you pick Moira? Sorry, Moni back up again. Yeah, Moira.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So just use your inspiration then if you want to. Oh, it looked like it was going to
There
be a 2.
we go.
It looked like it was going to be a 2 on my screen, and then it went to an 18. So 19. There you go. Yes, you pick Moira back up again, and you successfully make it across to the other side. Well done. You have all successfully made it across. Some of you more wet than the others, but you have made it past the bridge, and ahead of you, you see the woods continue. The pathway, the cobbled pathway, continues into the darkness of the forest, as it was on the other side. And as you look back across the lake, for a moment, it almost feels like you haven't made any progress, because looking back, the view you have is almost identical to the one you had of the other side of the lake. And you're pretty sure you didn't get turned around and then come back on the same side. It's very difficult to tell because the landscape is almost identical on both sides. But you're pretty sure you're on the right side again.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. But yeah,
I feel a foreshadowing.
Can I see if we're sure?
of course you can. I wouldn't not let you check. Of course. Let's do a perception check. Let's see, just to see if there's anything that you know that's any different this side. Well,
Or
I'm not
anyone,
sure. I mean, it's
or-
very close, Galatea. It's like, very similar.
Just I can't find this fucking boat. Where is it?
Do I get? This is a bit cheeky, but do I get advantage on this roll because this lake is all I've looked at for? A long
Yeah,
time?
you can have advantage looking around. Give me a perception with advantage. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Natural 20. Here we go. Yeah. Yes.
There's the 20 of the session.
As Galatea kind of mentioned a moment, the boat isn't this side. You can see the boat. Well, you can't see the boat; it's too far. But the boat isn't this side, and also that crack in the dome that you noticed before. It's on the opposite side than it was. So yeah, you're definitely on the opposite side.
Why are you all looking around so confused? She's kind of like rubbing her ears, glad to be away from the wailing.
So you're now back on the same side you were when you started rowing across.
I'm glad to be back somewhere that I know, but I don't know if I've made any progress back to those crossroads.
Guess we'll just have to keep going and you'll see.
Listen, earlier, I remember you mentioning a town. Remind me of it.
Brigwort?
Brigwort, yes. No, that's fine. I simply wanted to refresh my memory. You see, I knew someone on my travels here from High Hankel, but not from Brigwort. Yes.
No, we just came from High Hankel.
No,
Are you just
No.
you came from
We
Langshawn.
have an angle.
yeah.
Like,
No. Langshorn, I've been to. High Hankel, I've not.
And who do you know?
Oh, it's what the one from High Hankel.
Yeah.
Oh well, she kind of gestured towards what's her name? The one who is currently deaf.
Sahana.
Johanna?
Zahana, thank you. She kind of gestures towards Zahana. Oh well, should know her as well. Leah, the the love interest of the Burgermeister.
What? What?
But yes, of course.
Galatea looks over at Sahana.
Sahana's looking into the edge of the forest currently.
Sahana? Sahana?
She's ignoring you. It seems like.
Galatea is like waving in front of her.
Oh, she turns and she nods, and she taps her ears.
Oh yeah, that was pretty loud. I don't think Sahana can hear.
Yeah, she scribbles down on a note and she says, "I can't hear you."
Galatea nods a little, and mouths, "Sorry."
You can see from her expression that not being able to speak and also now not being able to hear, she looks a little bit stressed, a little bit worried because she's like ringing, she's kind of pressing her ears and seeing if she can kind of somehow lessen, but she cannot hear anything currently.
Can I write down that Leah is in High Hankel?
Yeah, you can borrow her like pad. You can write it on there, and she'll look at it, and she'll look back at you, kind of a little bit confused, and then she'll write back on there. Leah was with my father. I think she was attacked by the Chernobog.
Galatea writes, Petunia says Leah is in High Hankel. Wait, before that, Petunia?
Yes.
How long ago did you see me talk to Leah?
Hold on. Do I have that on here?
I don't know if you do. Basically, I think I said when your party asked what's the name? Suki. When Suki mentioned it, I think she said that they left about like a week ago.
Yeah, so it would have been that then.
Yeah, I feel like it was about a week ago that you left.
Yes, I left Lancashire about a week ago. Same really.
It will be 2 weeks at this point because you guys have spent a
2
week
weeks,
there,
yeah,
so it'll be
that's
2 weeks.
true.
Sorry.
So about a fortnight ago, I left Lancashire, and honestly, I've regretted it ever since. It's the last glimmer of civilization that I've managed to see in this place before heading off into these wastes.
I'm so confused. Who's where?
Hmm?
No, I'm saying out of character.
All right.
Who's where? Because we just came from Lancashire.
Yeah.
Leah is in High Hankel. Am I right?
As far as I know, yes.
No, out of character, please. I'm trying to get this in place in head, not
okay.
reality.
So currently, and your understanding of this at the moment, Galatea, from what you know, is that before you arrived in Lancashire, the Burgermeister was killed by the Chernobog. At that same point, Leah was supposed to be with him and Sahana and Johan at home there. When they were attacked, Leah went
ran.
missing.
Oh yeah.
So she went missing. So they don't know what happened to her. They think maybe because Johan chased after the Chernobog, but we don't know. We didn't know exactly what happened. He didn't know if they attacked her or what happened. But basically, she'd went missing.
Petunia was simply stating that she knew someone from High Hankle.
Yeah. So you mentioned Leah, and you mentioned the fact that the last time you saw you was in High Hankle or going towards High Hankle.
Yes.
From those two pieces of information, I would say that perhaps you can gather that both can be true, because the timing for these things, Junior left 2 weeks ago, but you know that just before you arrived, Leah was missing. So there could be crossover there. But I can't tell you exactly what's happening outside of character because you're outside of,
Yeah,
the game.
no. Obviously, I'm just like trying to get everything in place.
Yeah.
I have heard just now.
Yeah.
Just like the names are confused me.
Yeah. So it's the same person. So Leah, as far as you're aware, Leah went missing after they were attacked.
Yeah.
And
now I'm hearing that she went towards High Hankle with these people.
Yeah, with Petunia. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, I will write that on the paper.
Okay.
and tell Sahana.
Okay. So you're saying this to Sahana. Okay. So Sahana will say Leah is from High Hankle, that is where she's from, but she returned without the rest of the without Petunia and the rest a few days before you arrived. And yeah, she had business essentially in High Hankle, and then she returned.
Okay. Can we all find somewhere to sit down and maybe talk a bit, because there's so much to cover now.
Well,
Addressing it.
I've done nothing but sit, but why not?
All right for some.
Amoros is trying to see if there's any good logs or things to use as something to sit on.
I wouldn't recommend sitting here. I mean, you saw the size of that thing in the lake, right? And I can still hear the terrible sound ringing out from that bridge.
Yeah, maybe we could move on a little and see if we can find a clearing or something.
All right.
So sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Tisvan will take lead, glaive out, because with what's happened during the last hour or so at max, he's not taking any chances.
Perfect. Okay. So Sahana is going to probably not lead as much, but probably maybe put an arm on your shoulder or on your arm, Tisvan, while you're holding your glaive, and walk with you. Because without her hearing as well, it's a little bit difficult for her to steady herself. She feels uneasy, and you can see that she feels quite stressed about what is going, but she is still wanting to point the direction as best she knows. So she's gonna lead with you as you go on.
Tisvan will just look towards her and give her a slight nod. And start walking.
Amoros is going to reach out to Sahana with his staff and offer it to her to use for extra support, or if she also wants to try to tap on the ground to check its stability, so to say.
Okay, yeah. So she takes that for you and nods gratefully. You don't hear her, but she mouths thank you, and she'll start using it just to kind of help support her, making her feel a little bit more confident as she walks, knowing the although she can't hear the ground that she steps on, that she can feel it through the staff. And you continue and move further into the forest once more. Now, as you continue, as you go further back into the forest again, you don't have to travel very far before you find an area where you believe it may be at least safe enough for you to stop. A small clearing, about sort of a half an hour's worth of journey back into the forest again. This side of the forest where you come with the lake, seems to sort of open a bit wider. The stone path that you follow eventually peters out and becomes more sort of a dirt path like you were following previously through the forest, and the trees are not quite as oppressive as they once were. As you continue heading along this way, you naturally find the road widens. The path widens, and you still see the large, sort of thick, roiling vines and briars with these big, sort of fluorescent, sort of almost pinky purple thorns in the, sort of the further back into the forest. But now that the trees have spread slightly wider, you don't feel quite as oppressed as you did. It feels much more open, and although most of you have got some sort of injury, you don't feel quite as oppressed as you were before. But as I say, after about an hour's worth of traveling, you find a partial sort of side of the road that seems more comfortable, some grasses and stuff, and a little way up ahead you see that there seems to be maybe a wider area clearing. Maybe the forest kind of peters out at some point, and it looks like you might have easier trek ahead of you, but there is an area with sort of softer grass and less thorns and branches that had been twisting and tripping you up currently at this point.
Gee. Maybe we should rest here. Maybe, actually, how much time do we have left?
What's that? Sorry, for the day, you mean?
For the session.
Probably about 15 minutes or so.
We can cover a bunch of stuff in 15 minutes. Right, well, we made it through another thing. Most of us.
Hisvin will help Sahana over to some place to sit, a log, a stump, whatever. Then turn to the rest of the group. Or more specifically, Galatea. Yeah, yet another thing. It's always something in this place.
Yeah. It really is, isn't it? Petunia,
Yes.
can you tell us how you got separated from the others and what your particular goal is at this point?
Well, I suppose, without, overplaying my hand to strangers, it is my goal to hopefully locate once again Duchess Morwen, who I was traveling with, and most disappointed that I have unfortunately been split from.
The Duchess is here. From Daggerford.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, well, you see, she was the whole reason that I ended up finding myself in Daggerford, you see. She seemed like a very promising business partner. It's not normally the kind of place that I would take myself to, but I saw that there was a celebration, and with a celebration there comes festivities and all of the hubbub that would facilitate someone like me to perhaps become in good graces with the Duchess. You see, two people of a higher standard getting along. It all seemed rather peachy. And then the next thing I know, while I'm having a perfectly good conversation with her at this festival, I'm here.
Yeah, that's how he all got here. And you were with the Duchess and Eddie.
Okay, she sits herself down and oh, okay, all right. I suppose I'm going to have to paint a picture for you all, aren't I?
Yes, please, thank you.
Yes, you're also very interested in Petunia's very peculiar last 2 weeks.
I mean, I would think that someone paying attention to your every word would be something you wouldn't mind.
Yes, well, the storytelling has never been my forte, but I will try my best to convey all of the events that I have experienced to you in a crystal clear fashion. So, please, go ahead, ask away. Let me know your questions, and I will tell you what I know.
Who were you with?
Oh, who was I with? So, you already know about the Duchess. You know about Eddie. But there were some others. One of them, I think you may have met. She decided to stay back in Lancashire. Suki. She kind of when she says that, she doesn't look particularly happy about Suki.
The bird thing?
Yes, the bird thing. Yes, alongside her, there was also there was that rather gruff dwarf. What was his name? Boglin. Borg, Borg, Borgrin? Borgrin. Yes, that's it.
What's the Borgren?
Oh, it was his name. He's a gruff dwarf fellow.
Oh, I think, she talked with his voice.
Who was the last one? Oh yes, Idaneth.
This one's head will snap up.
Yeah, Galatea looks over to Tisman.
To Petunia.
Yes. Looked very similar to you over there, Tisvan.
We come from the same village. So, and we're of the same race, so yes, we do.
This is all a rather chance meeting, isn't it? She says with a smile. Anyway, that's everyone that I was with.
Thank you for that information. Do you know where at least Eddie and Idaneth were heading?
Well, believe it or not, and I was rather taken aback when I learned your names, Eddie was headed to the citadel of the princess because he was concerned about you and also Galatea.
Galatea opens their mouth and then shuts it again and just sits
Have
with
you...
their legs crossed and
Have
hands
you...
in their lap.
Oh, go ahead.
They just sit there and like look down at their hands and just try and keep it together by the looks of it.
Listen, have you met Borhan yet? Considering you came from Lankshorn. He was the one that gave us the advice to go and look for you all at the Citadel.
Orhan is dead.
Petunia looks genuinely shocked at that information. What? Dead?
He died a little over a week ago.
Oh my... But I just saw him. Oh, that's dreadful. He seemed like such an upstanding gentleman. My God, what happened?
Sahana scribbles down on a little notepad, and she holds out a note towards you. She's sitting down at just on the on the grass at the side of the path.
This might be the first time you guys have actually heard Petunia in the very brief hour that you've known her at most. You actually hear like genuine like surprise and concern in her voice.
Concern?
Yes, well, he, like I said, he seemed like a very upstanding gentleman, and well, you're traveling with his daughter, for goodness sakes. Of course, I convey my condolences.
How which direction were the rest of them heading?
You see, we these crossroads that I was mentioning. I remember us passing them. Hang on, one second.
I'm writing notes in the meantime. So much information. My poor little head.
But yes. Anyway, we were headed for the Citadel. I remember us getting to a crossroads. I remember that quite vividly in my mind. And then, unfortunately, I don't quite remember the event myself, I'm afraid. But we were on the way there, and the next thing I know, I was on my own. It was all rather, what's the word? Disorientating. It's how I found myself at this lake, you see.
Oh, okay. So if we get to the crossroads again, I guess maybe we should find some way of sticking together.
Yes, it certainly seems like a very dangerous place that we find ourselves in.
You can say that again.
I'm starting to learn some ways of navigating this, but it doesn't always seem to work. Did you come across anything in particular to be aware of on your way? We encountered some particularly dangerous patches of mud and large bear-like creatures.
I might have to pass the ball to the DM on this one. Have I seen any dangerous creatures on my travels? In particular?
I mean, you
Like
probably
mundane ones, like they mention?
you probably come across some that you may have come across this sort of I don't know if you would have done with Leah with you. No, I don't think you would have really, because Leah was guiding you. So I don't think you would have really come across
she
anything.
knew the way. She knew the way
Yeah.
to kind of avoid those creatures.
She's well traveled. Like she traveled backwards and forwards between High Hankle and like Sean fair amount. So I think she probably would have steered you clear of any dangers and stuff that may have been there as well. She may have pointed out to you sort of like, oh, don't step there because that's that quicksand. But I don't think you necessarily came in contact with anything. Perhaps you may have, some of those like wolves that you saw. If you remember when you first came along, I think there were some wolves in the distance or something like that as well. But other than that, nothing untoward. You were there's about 5 or so of you, wasn't there, altogether? So as a party together, you were not making lots of noise, but probably not worth sort of bothering. You weren't sort of wandering alone on your own until recently, so you probably felt quite confident walking through the forest, especially having a guide with you that was confidently knowing where they were going.
What did you mention? The mud? Yes, we were warned of that. But we were thankfully not accosted by any terrible creatures along the road. There were some ghastly wolves, but we avoided them.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the best thing to do. Okay. Katia just looks exhausted and kind of emotional. Hoping that someone else will start asking stuff.
Sahana, while she's sitting on the floor, she takes the staff that you gave her, Amros, and she starts tapping it on the ground. And then she's like, and then she throws it back to you. And she points to her ears, and she's like, thumbs up.
Your hearing's back. Perfect.
Yeah, she just sits there
Let
for a
me know if
moment,
you
just sort
want
of
to borrow
clicking her
the
fingers.
staff again.
She sits there clicking her fingers near her ears, like she can hear again, so she's like enjoying it.
His phone will turn to Petunia again. This is mostly for my own sake of mind, but when you were traveling with Iduneth and the rest of the group, how was Iduneth? I brought her some horrific news the day before the festival.
Yes, well, I can't speak on whether or not they handled it well, but I respected their ethics. Very much on the task, I rather like someone who doesn't mince words when it comes to situations like this, and the forward thinking was much appreciated.
Then she's at least managing to keep it together. Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Tisvin. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
From the way you speak, I pick up that you, well, as you stated yourself, are someone from a higher standing. Would you mind sharing how high of a standing you have?
Yes, well, I suppose it's the proper thing to do. You see, when my grandmother and my mother eventually pass, the title of the Opal Grove Orchards will fall to me. Tens of acres of wonderful apple trees, you see, providing some of the country's most delicious cider. We've catered palaces,
Just for funsies, would Moira have heard of this place? asking the DM.
Sorry, say again.
Just for funsies, would Moira have heard of this place?
I don't know.
Having been from the woods.
Well, I'd have to defer, I suppose, to Petunia because I don't know how well known was your.
It sounds very naturey, so my nature self is like,
I would say, in my mind, the Opal Grove orchards and their cider are probably about as well known as. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a real world example of a cider, but then I don't know if everyone will know it because not everyone's from the UK here, are they?
Copperberg.
Yeah, maybe a bit less well known than Copperberg, but definitely in that kind of realm. The Opal Grove orchards are not close to Daggerford. It seems that Petunia was staying in Daggerford because traveling there and back every day was impossible.
No, Grove. Is that the brand name?
Yes.
I think I've just seen one of those bottles back home.
Well, of course you have. You must have been drinking at a very fine establishment.
I kind of wish the finer stuff were more of my stepmother's collection. I was not allowed to try any of that stuff.
Oh, that's a crying shame. Well,
I agree.
as soon as we get out of this place, make sure that you grab yourself a bottle. Come to me at the orchard, dear, and we'll discuss a discount.
If we make it out of here, I'll take you up on that.
hearing this conversation, Moira probably decides that she has not heard. Because this here sounds a bit too fancy for her humble abode.
Yeah, this one has no fucking clue. Since his settlement was rather insular.
You're just thinking of a humble village in the middle of some woods somewhere. Probably not.
Probably not someone who's had this well-known establishment cider flow through their doors. Perhaps somewhere in one of the bars and the taverns in Daggerford was your contact point, and so that was
yes.
it. May have been on tap somewhere.
Yeah.
Had you known about it?
That was just for fancies.
Not frequent taverns.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Kane probably drank it.
Bula probably loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, if Bula were here, this would be like the ultimate celebrity.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, was there anything else you wanted to know?
Not on top of my head at the moment. My mind is mainly focused on trying to survive in here, to be honest.
But in that case, I will say a choice parcel of information that we were given by what I now believe to be the late Burgermeister. He did warn us that though the Citadel was most likely our most pertinent place to go to find all of you and, reunite you with Eddie, who was rather concerned about your well-being. He did warn us that the princess was not like he used to know her.
Yeah, we've heard that from a few sources at this point.
We
Oh,
haven't
I see.
it didn't get very far. Actually, who has the letter? Is it Galatea or is it someone else?
Which letter was that? Sorry.
The letter from the bear that we found.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bula has that.
Bear letter.
No, you probably take it off of Bula, I think, at some point. So
Yeah, well, I know that Galatea had it.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that she got it back again after showing him.
Kane's probably buried with it now, so that's gone.
Yeah, probably.
No, I mean, if you think you really held on to it, then you still got it.
Galatea will like fish out the letter, and first like show it to Sahana, and when she's done like seeing it, I guess like, pass it to Petunia. Or no, the other way around. And just go. I'm sorry, I forgot we had this. Well, we found this off on a messenger who didn't make it.
I guess Petunia grabs it and reads it.
Cool.
Can you see it in handouts?
I am what's the word? I'm refamiliarizing myself with it as a player
Yeah.
because it's been a long time since I read them.
So just for those, if anyone's listening, I'll read it out here as well so that people remember what it says. So it said, "Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgermeister of Lankshon, send you honor with despair. My daughter, the fair Sahana, has been these past nights bitten by the Chernobog. For over 200 years this creature has tormented my people. Now my dear Sahana languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. Our princess is lost and will no longer help her people. Her very presence now dooms this land, and I fear she has become Bavanshi. So I say to you, give us up for dead, and encircle this shadow Fey with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Brackenwold. Leave our sorrows to our graves. Leave our sorrows to our graves, and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we have all departed for a better life." And it was signed Orhan Erestri.
She reads through it all with like a raised eyebrow the entire time. I will. I'll just quickly message you, Faye.
Yes.
Secrets. It's secrets.
Whispers.
Secret, whispery secret.
So, in the meantime, the princess is a Banshee. I'm assuming that's Banshee, right? Anyway, she's dead. Confirmed by the tower dude. I also forgot the name of. And her lover was mortal, and he was also dead. We just need to find the rings and get them back together.
Yeah, she reads through this with a raised eyebrow the entire time. Then she looks up at you. Well, this was never mentioned to me. Not while I was there. I didn't even realize Sahana had suffered a bite until I met you all.
Have you seen a bite before, or do you know about this creature?
Not at all.
Okay.
Please, enlighten me.
Well,
Uh,
think like a bear with horns that really is pissed off.
but really, really big and really, really angry.
She kind of she listens to Amoros's description, and then Galatea, and she kind of looks at you all again with that raised eyebrows, and it kind of sounds like you're all just describing a bull.
There was some bull-like qualities to it, but in bear form.
More bear-shaped and
More
As far
stag-like
as-
horns, I think.
and
It had
as far
antlers.
Antlers. Okay, my bad.
and as far as we know, can infect others to turn into them with a bite.
Maybe. We hope not.
I see.
I think at this
Well,
point, I think Sahana will sort of stand up and she will just roll up her sleeve maybe, and you can just see the bite mark. It's a very wide bite mark that's on her arm. It seems to be sort of sealed, but it's not. It's not healed. It's this large indentation of teeth marks. And then she sort of pokes out her tongue and points to her tongue again.
Oh, I see, and that's why you find yourself in your particular affliction.
And she nods.
Quite unfortunate. My condolences, dear. You seemed so much more spry the last time I saw you, but I think it's more than understandable why your disposition may have changed.
Moira is sort of like uncomfortably sort of shuffling. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like sort of trying not to get attention to herself, but also sort of awkwardly failing.
Okay, I could do a little. I could do a little perception check to see if I noticed.
Galatea may or may not also be like trying to not look at Moira. Don't look at Moira. Don't look at Moira. Just look perfectly normal.
Could I do a little perception?
Sure, yeah. And Moira, are you trying to hide this in any way?
What did he roll?
He's got a 15.
Huh. I kind of decided that she would be awkwardly failing.
Okay. So yeah, you notice then.
Yeah, I think Petunia's eyes lock onto yours, Moira. Oh yes, the little one. But terribly sorry about the way that we introduced ourselves. I've never seen anything quite like you. I assumed that you were the party's pet.
I twitch.
No. I see now that you are one of the people that occupies this particular adventurers band. I was simply taken aback by your appearance, you must understand. I've never quite seen anything like you. So small and innocent.
Moira just kind of sighs because this is not the first time that she's heard this, and I think it's at that point that you also see the black tongue.
Yeah, I think she was about to say, I can't help but notice that you haven't spoken. And as she says that, I think she notices the black tongue and kind of her eyes widen. Ah, I see.
Yeah, I would be nice to her. Well, you can. Just in case.
Be nice. Well, I apologized for the confusion.
I think Moira scribbles on a note and then gives it to Petunia. You never know what's actually gonna be in the potions that I give you. Heh.
Oh, that's one hell of a threat.
but at the end it's like ... Heh.
Smiley face emoji.
Smiley face.
Petunia,
Smiley face.
I've learned.
Petunia fights. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I've learned that if you put a smiley face on whatever you say, it's fine. It's all good then.
Pretty much,
Yes.
yeah.
Now that he has said that, we all know that, okay, as soon as he smiles, we're screwed.
Petunia fights the urge to be childish. She wants to screw up this paper and throw it at your head.
Give me a
But
performance check. Let's see if you.
Instead, she sees the heh at the end, and even she is aware that as much as you are all very alien to her in the way that you act and the way that you are, she has found herself with a group of individuals who are particularly capable. And so she kind of neatly folds up the note, passes it back to you, Moira, and says, well, I had no idea you had such talents.
Smiles back.
Yes, quite. Now, perhaps we could start setting up this particular grove that we find ourselves in for a spot of rest. I'm rather looking forward to lying down without the threat of an enormous serpent coming for me from the water.
There was
Sounds
actually
long
one
rested.
more question I had, if you don't mind.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, please.
Oh, this is more me out of curiosity, because just like you have not seen anything like our friend Moira here, I'm not sure if I've met any of your, pardon the phrasing, kind before.
Oh, what a
the-
Yanti.
Hey, what?
A Yanti, dear.
Yanti?
Yes, a Yanti. We bear some serpentine features that you might find on snakes and other such beasts, but of course we've refined that look.
Ah, I see. Because I've met traveling lizardmen and dragonborn before, but you don't quite look close enough that I would say you would resemble them.
Yeah, I think as you say, as you offhandedly kind of accidentally compare her to dragonborn and lizard folk, she kind of goes, yes, nothing like dragonborn, dear.
Sorry,
Oh
it's
dear, looks at
the
Amara.
best. As my colleagues when I was younger used to say, scale folk close would be the closest thing I would be able to refer to. But now I have a third option. So I appreciate that.
That's absolutely fine. Perhaps what you should prefer to refer to me as is Petunia for now, dear. I
Oh,
think
of course.
staying
I
on
was
a first
mainly referring to
name,
the race itself. You, of
staying on
course,
a first
your own
name
name.
basis is very important to me. You see, we're all friendly here. Yes, I've
Of course.
helped you all out, and now we're traveling together because it's the safest thing to do.
That's a given.
Absolutely, yes. I can sense that we're going to get along just fine, Amaros.
To be fair, I've been compared to devils before, so I'm familiar with the mistakes.
I'm going to simply choose to ignore the fact that you may have referred to me as someone who would associate with Devil's Den, and instead just be happy to be in your company.
Moira gets this look of like shock, of like when Amaro says that he's been compared to devils before, Moira's just like, huh?
Do I notice her reaction?
Oh, she's full on. Yeah, she's full on gonna make a sound like, huh?
Galatea just
Who
nods
did?
as if this is normal.
Amaros looks at Mora and just points at the horns.
And then Moira's just gonna start sputtering and waving her arms around. And then she stops, takes a deep breath, grabs paper, and then makes a note, and then gives it to Amaros. You couldn't even hurt a fly. Nowhere close to a devil.
You did just hurt a fly.
Yeah, I was about to say, he just hurt 2 flies.
Yeah, I was about to say that we just obliterated 2 of them.
Not the point.
But it's funny though.
Oh, thanks, Tisvan.
Now, as you are all sitting around or standing, however you're having this conversation, you are you going to take a short rest here?
I was
While
assuming
we
it was some form of rest, yeah.
while we're sitting there, I think Galatea will dig out the little doll again,
Hmm.
and see if anything's changed.
So yeah, when you take the doll out again, you notice the same thing as the last time you took it out. Where the eyes of the doll are, you can see just dripping down. There are 2 tears that drip down.
I quickly show Tisvin. Tisvin, hey, look, it's doing it again.
This one will quickly, since we're sitting a bit away from each other, stand up, walk over, and look down. Do I note the same thing?
Yeah, this time you do notice that there are 2 like little wet lines going down, as if the little doll is crying.
Look, you see it too, right?
I do see it. I can't say what it is, but it looks rather disturbing.
Oh, no, it looks sad. It doesn't. Oh, Petunia,
Yes.
did you encounter a market or maybe someone having these little doll things?
Oh, my goodness, more questions. All right. Actually, the entire reason, though I didn't get to experience it myself, the entire reason that Leah came to Langshorn was for the market.
Oh, okay.
But I'm afraid I didn't go to it myself. It's not really my scene.
Did any of the others? Do you know?
I know for a fact that this is out of character. I'm just double checking with Faye. Suki definitely did, right? I'm not sure about the others.
So it was 2 weeks past. So the market didn't happen when you were there.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily know what they're talking about the market, because there wasn't one there. You remember there was some like market stalls that were kind of Like when you guys arrived in Lakeshon originally, there were a few sort of tables that looked like they would probably be for a market, but they were kind of like closed down, or obviously didn't have any wares on them at that point. They're obviously just sort of permanent fixtures that are there. So you could sort of assume that there was maybe a market of some sort. Maybe at some point there's some stalls, but you were never there when the market was on.
The only way that I would know about the market was through Leah, who
and from what you know about her, that she came there at some point with the market.
And I know out of character through my experience with Kane that at the very least Suki has ended up at the market, but Petunia doesn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't know that what she's doing now. She just wanted to stay there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Petunia says basically the same thing. The only thing she knows about a market is that Leah came to Lankshon for a market, presumably the one you're talking about.
Okay.
She returns to. She's arranged some rocks and logs to make like a languishing couch, and she's just kind of laid there.
Galatea shuffles away from the group now and sits with their legs tucked close to them, just sitting there holding the doll.
Okay. And I think that is where we will have to leave it for tonight. But thank you very much, everyone, for playing.
Thank you for the session.
I hope you have more questions than you have answers, as normal.
Oh, it feels
Always.
odd. It feels odd being the purveyor of lore drops in your main thing.
It's great. It's having somebody else who has to stumble around, like, what do I say and what do I not? What do I reveal and what do I keep to myself? It's great.
I just want to say, Galatea has never talked this much, probably in her life, but it is now doing so thanks to Petunia. So I really, really appreciate that. Even though Galatea hates.
Petunia brings out the sassy Galatea, and we love it.